What's going on, dudes? Ghxst here, and welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is part 26. If you guys remember where we left off, we are getting to the trial, and we picked up some pretty solid evidence. We talked to Edgeworth more. Uh, we confirmed that he got to the parking deck at 5:12 p.m. He has a parking stub to prove it. He won some sort of award, and it's broken for some reason. Uh, Apparently Detective Gumshoe has been demoted or something like that, and our detective is a Jake Marshall or something like that or something. Uh, Lana is still admitting her own guilt that we don't really know about yet. Apparently the victim, Mr. Goodman, who's a former detective, left a memo of some sort with just random letters and numbers. And a cell phone was found at the scene. It was Lana's phone because she dropped it, and the last person she called was her little sister Emma, which raised a question to me: was they about to work together? Was she about to be an accomplice to this murder? But we're about to find out. And apparently we have something called a trial former. This is something that's new to me, and I've never done this, so this has to be something new specifically to this trial. So if you guys like to see and want more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get back into it. What is even a trial former anyway? February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. Blah 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 blah. All the stuff we're used to seeing. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. What? The defense is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is... you're not a defense attorney. Ooh! Ooh! Okay, Phoenix. I believe it's almost time for the trial. She was left so speechless that she didn't even know what to say. She wanted to change the subject. Golly! That's funny. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. You don't hit the same, I'm sorry. February 23rd, 10 a.m. Blah 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 blah. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Always suspicious. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Sorry, that's a big word. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, He's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will not pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Oh yeah, she apparently did see the thing. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. He's eating this food in front of everybody in the trial. That's so unprofessional. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? That sounds suspicious. It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Why are you quiet? Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. Now y'all gassing me up. Now y'all gassing up caviar and I want to eat it now. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca? Tapioca? What the heck does a pickled tapioca taste like? I don't even know what either of those things are. Name. Profession. Now. Me. The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. Trust me, I'm not forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was the first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? We're learning a lot of people are detectives now. How? They're gonna come out the cut and say Emma's a detective. They're gonna come out the cut and say Edgeworth was a detective. Ah! I know who you are. Cough up? Cough up Queen, Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. Oh Lord. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A lot in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans, the parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Right, like, whose side are you on? Judge? Testimony. Hold on, real quick. I usually don't do this. Hold on. I can't pause the game. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna pause the game real quick. I'm gonna be right back. It's cold in here and I'm gonna go put on a hoodie. Alright, y'all, I'm back. I just had to get something to put on my back because it's cold in here for some reason. But let's continue. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw a chief prosecutor standing next to a garnished car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. Right? It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I already know what I want to cross-examine, but I need to figure out how to do it. Alright. Delivering boxes to your boyfriend. To the wire fence I saw next to a garnished car. In her right hand. This is what I want to press. Tell me more about this knife. About this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. And is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife after all. Ahem. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the locations of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife, then what? Then she's just into Goodman's chest. What evidence do I have? The autopsy report. Let me read this. Loss of blood from a chest wound. A single stab wound was found, caused by a 4.5-inch knife. The pointy tip. Okay. I wish it described like how deep the knife went into his chest. Because if it was just like the tip of it, then that's just merely a flesh wound, like Emma said. Alright, garnished car. By garnished car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's. Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you are sure it wasn't the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. She's telling the truth. We're doomed. Let's just do what we can, even if we don't have to have any proof. We can always nitpick. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more sustainable than that. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? In her right hand, and she thrust a pointing in the Goodman's chest. Let me look at my evidence again. No prints. Wait. In her right hand, there are no prints on the knife. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna press this first. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound. Mr. Wright, we can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. What? Don't smile like that! Somehow... Okay. I think I have an idea. Garner's car. Holding a knife with her right hand. Okay. It says the knife has no prints. And she needs to have held the knife at some point to, you know, kill somebody with it. But the knife said it has no prints on it. So how can she have held something with her right hand and the knife has no prints on it? That was wrong? Your Honor, this statement contradicts that evidence. Blah, 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 blah. That was wrong? Okay. Was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she threw it. I said that already. The wire friends are standing next to Garner's car. Okay, I'm gonna just press everything and see what... Wait. This boyfriend. He's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend. You have several? She's into polygamy? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge has to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by the car? Or did you bring your lunch boxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I park in B lot. So she was in B lot when she witnessed the crime. Interesting. That I knew a day like this would come. When I sensed something. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonitation of the promotion, whatever, of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means, right? Speaking of detective intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes. Well, he was like a young cheese. young cheese? I'm sick of these food metaphors. A pale white cheese not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then I must be hard yellowed and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match, right? In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. To the wire of the fence, I saw the garnished car in the right hand. I don't know. If it's not that knife, what else could it be? I'm gonna check. Slide. B-Lot is here, so she was here when she saw the murder, and the murder took place here, and the security room's up in the top left. And she said, what? I'm lost. Alright, what does Phoenix have to say when damn, I didn't mean to press that. I read all this already. Only blah 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 blah. I read all this. For some reason having her nitpick. Alright. And you knew a day like this would come. What does that mean? How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods are always led to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, you have something personal against the prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. They said I'm a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I'm so confused. I wish I could, like, press evidence, like, recorded. And see, now that I know this game well enough, it's gonna, dock me for every little thing. Why does it take 2 points away? Send something perhaps. Honed intuition. Alright, I'm gonna press this real quick because when she did this, she said something about security. I'm gonna get to that part. Oh yes, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. In any case, there's a lot. I feel something stirring in the back of my head. The wire fence. Garnished car. Was holding a knife in her right hand. And she thrust the pointy tip of a knife. It's only a flesh wound, right? We can make it. Said that before. Anything else? It's flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit. Shall we? For some reason. Okay. There has to be something I haven't pressed her on yet. I pressed her on this. That. The wire fence, I saw the garnished car in her right hand. I pressed her on every sentence. That right hand thing is still suspicious to me. 4 inches long, is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Is your knife? Prosecutors are by nature well versed in. I'm so confused. This is the first cross examination. The pointy tip of the knife into Goodman's chest. Let me read the autopsy. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. Man. A memo. What if... Hold on. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garnished car. What if... If the car she's talking about is Edgeworth's, then it would only make sense for this parking stop to be it. Hold on. Because assuming that car up there in A lot is Edgeworth's car, she had to have been standing right between that little area just before we get to the second lot. Okay. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garnished car. So she's roughly standing in between this little passageway right here, just before the car on the car furthest on the right. And B lot is here. So she's watching somewhere between these two cars here, or at the very least in this parking deck up here. This empty parking space on the left. So what if I use this parking stub? What? I'm confused. I feel like what I said makes sense. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief to a garnished car. Was holding a knife in her right hand. I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. What other evidence do I have? Given to Edgeworth, king of prosecutors, the day of the murder. Zoom in. This doesn't do me anything. It was given to Edgeworth the day of the murder. Something about the car bothers me. I don't know why. Through the wire fence, I saw standing next to a garnished car. Oh, is there anything else I can... Property of Lana Sky, she made a call. Cell phone. But if she's standing next to his car, then dude had to have still been alive to make that call. Found... Wait, victim's memo found in the car trunk. I'm not gonna lie, I'm either gonna have to bounce between this or the award, because I don't know. I don't know which to go off first. They both sound stupid. I'm trying to figure out, make it make sense. The victim's memo found in a car trunk. Check it. Hold on. It literally only says 6-7S 12/2. What does that mean? Standing next to a garnished car. I don't know. I'm so confused. We keep saying it's only a flesh wound, but I keep like, I've pressed her on everything. I don't know what else to do. Something about that car doesn't sit right with me. This pay stub, the pay stub and the knife were the only things that made sense to me, and everything else doesn't. Given King of Prosecution, I'm so confused. Let me read. You say that before anything else. Testimony is flawless. Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness of it, shall we? For some reason, I need to find, she said something about security. What if... Hold on. You sent something. Detective intuition. I want to get to where she said... I don't know if it was this one, or maybe it was the first thing. Somehow I always knew it. Blah, 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 blah. She said something about security. I felt that laid off, so she was fired. Very well. She said something. I was on my way to deliver. Blah, blah, blah. Was it this? The security guard room is in A lot. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That'll be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your own lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B lot. So she was in B lot when she witnessed the crime. Okay. Found out the crime scene. Does anything in here mention security? Let me check the card. Police department. Name and ID is written on the card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. Letter, blah, 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 blah. We said this already. This doesn't... Does the security card, like... Wait. Unless... Damn! I had this whole angle I was ready to flip. Like, she's referring to the dude that passed as her boyfriend. He had his card out for some reason and he had access to the thing. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what else it could be. Am I just supposed to lose? I was on my way to deliver. I sent something. Finally honed detective skills. Standing next to a garnished car. Through the wire fence I saw was holding a knife in her right hand. I'm so confused. One knife wound. Then she thrust the pointy tip of a knife. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. I meant to use the knife on the last part. On her right hand, then she thrust the pointy. I don't know. I don't know. Objection overruled. Yeah. I'm mad that it takes like 2 points away. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. The defense has failed to give the court sufficient reason to doubt the prosecution's claim. The court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. I don't know what they want me to look for. They said press her, and I did. I pressed every single sentence. I don't even know what they want me to look for. They said something about security, but I don't know, man. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna cut the recording back in a minute when I get to the cross-examination. All right, I'm back to the cross-examination. I'm gonna stick to this plan here. I'm going to do what they said at the end of the discussion whenever I reach the end of the cross-examination, and I'm gonna press everything that she says. Like they kept telling me to press her, but I pressed her on everything and I don't even know what it was looking for, but I'm gonna do it. Somehow I knew a day like this would come. Press. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I feel that I found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? So she was fired? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. They said I am a pro, and as you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Ah, crap. Yeah. Press. Not that boyfriend, the security guard. You have several. You got another boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. The security guard room is in the A lot. Is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That'll be the room with the security sign. Okay, we know that. Incidentally, you can bring your lunchboxes by car. Since I'm a visitor now, I park in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Yes. When I sense something. Oh yes. It's like a feeling you get when you chock full of seeds. Also a detective. Yes. It was like a young cheese. Yeah, with the older cheese to match an in case. In the back of my mind. Garnished car. Mr. Edwards' car. Incidentally, the knife with... Wasn't it? Uh-huh, it's his knife. We know. Wasn't the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's do what we can. If we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness. In your testimony, you clearly say the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Oh! I guess I did it. Okay. This wasn't here before. Okay. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Ooh, look at that face, that angry face. Golly. That's kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie. That That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You you could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Oh, a photograph. You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. You know how impressive you have to be to have your skills honed so much to the point where you rig your food with equipment? That's impressive. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Crime photo, the moment of the crime as photographed by Angel Star. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Sky. So what is the defendant doing at the time? Interesting. So now I have another thing of evidence that I don't know how to use. It's only a flesh wound. Okay, there has to be something I can use evidence on now. Through the wire fence, Garner's car, the prosecutor is holding a knife in her right hand. Hold on. Real quick. Let me look at that picture real quick. She's wearing gloves. Maybe with her right hand, there are no prints. She's wearing gloves, has no prints. The knife has no prints on it. I feel like it's this. Hold on. Yeah, if y'all look at her hands, she has no fingerprints, or she has gloves on. So even if she did hold a knife, she couldn't have had fingerprints on the knife. The moment of the crime scene photographed by Angel Star. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Something finally makes sense. Andrew, and you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. Each animation has a different lunch. That's insane. I like how creative that is. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that's a fine lunch. Yeah, probably rigged with a camera. But isn't it odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding the knife? I was going in a completely different direction. I was going on the fact that she had gloves on. Ahem. Miss Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. Why? That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. It was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. I see where he's going at because she's covered in what looks like blood. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes. It is hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? I'm gonna say objection. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. That is true. Well, it seems like I was slightly unclear. My apologies. Everybody's quiet now. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. The prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. How do we know that? Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hand in that photograph. Well, are those... Damn! That's what I was getting at earlier. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. What? Come on, Edgeworth. Wright, think of something. I'm running out of drink here. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Golly, this is a long testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber glove proves it. Now can I use the knife? Hold on. No prints. Okay, I'm getting somewhere now. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? A bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant in the blah 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 blah. Mommy, are the prosecutors bad people? They got children watching this? Anyway, the defense has a request. We asked the witness to provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh! This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, don't forget the weapon. Whoa! What was that Sprite? Order, order, order. Great. Now the tides is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister is good as free. Of course, it's more. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? Hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. That is true. She's the only one stressed out right now. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need proof. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now, but you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... What that say? Anyway, I'd really like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you! My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Yeah, because I caught you off guard like twice. Angel's deduction. Alright, let's go. Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. Okay. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive the human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Okay, I already know where I'm getting at. When she said again and again, the case report said that alright, I'm gonna read this first and then I'm gonna get to the thing. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound like a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? The fuck? Emma! Anyways, in any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. I already know where to poke a hole in the argument. I'm gonna show y'all real quick before I... good autopsy. Look at the autopsy, y'all. It said that he died of one knife wound. When she said again and again, that was her mess up. Nothing could have... Oh, I messed up. Blah, 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 blah. Challenging her ability as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick could burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Yeah. Again and again. One knife wound. There we go. I'm getting somewhere. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise, that looks like grass. That looks disgusting. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. She felt offended over that. Look at that face. What's on her head, by the way? What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk! He's my hero, really. Oh, brother. This is embarrassing. What about my objection? No one noticed? Bro, I hate to say it, Phoenix, but you're the smart one that gets undermined, and Edgeworth is the clever playboy. That's a shame, bro, but it is what it is. Well, witness, you got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breasts. Splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. And tell us what you saw. Tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Oh, brother, again? Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Her red muffler looked like blood. Her Red. Hold on. Red muffler. I need to press that because I'm not sure. Her red muffler. Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one scarf around her neck, so she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, you see, I suppose. She's right. She does have that scarf around her neck. Miss Sky was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait. Isn't it odd that you mistook that for blood splatter, or for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. Anyways, a judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Right? I'm actually in the seat with you, Phoenix, because golly. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. Where? I don't see it. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There's only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance! Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looks when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. Oh yeah, this whole candle shtick. Lana Sky intended to murder Goodman. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not sure about all that. I'm gonna press everything. I'm sure the prosecutor had to hold a grudge against the victim. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This just isn't very good with metaphors. Suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Her red muffler How is it simple? I'm sure that's why she called the... Wait. Intended to murder. You said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, Rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again, Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like putting a bun out... pulling a bun out of an oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, alright, and it's you. Trying to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why don't you tell us why did you believe the suspect had intentions of blah 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 blah? Her actions speak for themselves. You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There's no recording of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on. You could have tried public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had reason to be there. Witness. Why do you think he was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? Grudge against the victim. Her red muffler looked like lead to me. What do I have? The phone. Found in the... Hold on. I'm sure it had a grudge. That's why she... Lonnie intended to murder Goodman. A memo found in the trunk. Something tells me this memo is going to come into play, but I don't know how. That's why she called the victim all the way. How could she have called him if the last call, hold on. Last call was made to her sister the day of the murder. Could this be it? Hold on. What if I check it? I hate that I have to do all this extra. There's no need to push this button again. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Never mind. It's nothing. Okay, the phone's not gonna do anything. Called. Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah. Alright, what happens if I get to the end of the... Looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Short-tempered. Wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? Add more wax. And even... Also, I just gotta keep pressing her. Intended to murder detective. That's why she called... What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Blah, 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 blah. How am I supposed to know? Had a grudge against Detective Goodman. It's simple. Her red muffler. Easily, so she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. A red scarf, wasn't she? Yes, she was. But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on that matter. One knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure on her own testimony. That's right, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? After her red muffler looked like blood to me. Let me read the autopsy report again. Date and time of cause of death. Loss of blood. A single stab wound was found. I already used the autopsy report. This shield isn't going to be much use. If he only stabbed once, how would blood splatter and get on her neck where her scarf is? That don't even make no sense. Hold on. But wait, she doesn't even have a scarf on here. A scarf on here. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. I can use her own picture against her. There we go! I figured it out. Okay. I'm starting to like this game again. I didn't even read that. Anyways, the witness is clearly not suited for detective work. I wish I could go back and read whatever it said. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself. With this photograph. Huh? But that can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What about my objection? Chopped liver? but it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might be just the moment of truth. Just be the moment of truth. Let's find out. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explaining her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made an escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar! Very well, Mr. Wright. You're cross-examined, if you will. That was long. I'm not gonna lie. After her testimony, that was long. I don't even remember what she said. After the murder, she partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused my early testimony. The prosecutor made an escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. So Miss Sky tried to run. I'm sorry, my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. No, not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it, you have to believe me. That gave me nothing. What do I even have? She tried to run. Nothing can prove that. I caught her. She mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused my early testimony. Okay. I'm a presser on everything. After the murder. Okay. So where is this partition on the floor plans? Okay, that. I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? You arrested her. You say quickly. You were so close to this. You were close to the suspect. As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her more for details. Yes. Because you have to be pretty close to try and catch someone. I like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The lunchland car was in B lot, right? She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So, you witnessed the murder from here? That would make about 30 feet up from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Star? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing. The Kaffa Queen lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. That is true. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high. So how did Miss Sky not get away? How did she not get away? Okay, that is suspicious. She mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember correctly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyways, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... Ask further, yes. By phone, you mean this cell phone discovered at the scene of the crime? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately. My memory is like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Star. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Lana's cell phone. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall, but instead used her cell instead. All right, tried to use her cell. The word tried to use her phone instead. I'm gonna press this before I do anything. Don't you think you could reinstate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say it one more time, so listen close, rookie. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. But she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. How if you took her phone, if you knocked her phone out of her hand? And you saw her doing this. What is it, Mr. Wright? I saw it all. Tried to use your cell. Nick knows something that I don't. What if I present the phone? Nope. Alright. Come on, man. I've come too far now. How she tried. Made an escape. So Miss Guy tried to run. You have to believe me. Cookie caught her around on the spot. She mentioned the muffler. I didn't press this yet, so she made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of foie gras. I don't know French, y'all. I'm sorry.
Sometimes I love myself, touch myself.